What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today, we're going to be recapping the Kansas City Pro and the Japan Pro top 5 for bikini. I thought like this is really great shows. Overall, I love the Japan Pro, especially with the production. I'd actually want to visit Japan with that whole, like, what they do for the athletes and the lighting. I think they're way ahead of us and everything, and they always have great crowds, and the fan base is awesome out there. The Kansas City Pro, these pictures I'm about to show you guys, the lighting is not the best. They're very harsh. It makes people look way more harder and way more conditioned. I did see some, you know, complaints from the Reddit board and just people making comments and all, but in person it was so much better. I wish they had a live stream, and with the Gilco or the Z Rich, they could have been there, but I understand they have other books going on. But I'm going to go over the top 5. I actually felt like this was a really good top 5 that we had. I was pretty close. I was pretty spot on with our top 2 with Brittany and Nay. So first, we're going to go over Steph in 5th. Now, she has a great look. She did change her suit color from her red. I do like this teal. It does work well with her skin tone. For her, I would say just a little more tighter because she does look a little hard in her abs. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. But this is a good front pose for her. She looks very comfortable in it, very balanced from upper to lower body. All right, and in the back. Now this is very solid. I do think maybe she's a little more glutes just to match her legs, because they do look like her glutes are smaller than her legs. But another thing is, making sure that your hair is not on top of your lower back. If that's fixed, I definitely see her doing very well. But she's improving every show that she's doing. She went from, I think, 9th or 10th from Iron Games to now 5th in here. And I think she's been high as 4th in a show or 3rd. But I definitely think that she has a very good, consistent physique from front to back, and looking forward to seeing what she can do in her next show. Right. In 4th, we had Cassandra De La Rosa from Mexico. I like this look on her. She's much better than she was last week. I felt like she had a lower ab distension. She is getting a little more tighter and getting a little more better every week that she's competing. She was really close to qualifying, I think, in the Toronto Pro, but this is a great look for her. I just do think maybe I'm just picking at her, just kind of bring down her quads, because that's the one thing that stands out on her so much. I mean, she did fill out her shoulders from last show that she did. Very well put together. I like this pose on her. Really accentuates her physique very well. And it's just also her just keep in mind her core. In the back, I do think it's kind of, maybe it's just the angle of it, but I do think that maybe she needs to work on her foot position. It's kind of like her quad goes out here versus her quad's more straight. Needs to kind of relax a bit and where her shoulders are. Also just have this hair brushed back, not having hair in the front and then some in the back. It's just doing little things like that can really help her physique. Suit's fine. The green's fine on her. I do like the purple on her best, but that's just me. All right. Now, our 3rd place was making her pro debut, China. From China, she got her pro card in Universe. I really like this look on her. My only thing is makeup. Don't have your makeup match your suit color. I just, do something where it's like it doesn't match, because that's the one thing I look at her first is just the green makeup to her green suit. I get it, but overall, this is a great look on her. She does pose pretty well, but I don't know if this was 2 different photos or she's just not in the pose. But let me show you something that I saw that was kind of different. I felt like her front was maybe too different. It was too different. Where she's more facing forward. This is more what we want to see. This is what we want to see in bikini to show your S curve. But this is this is great on her debut. I think this is probably the best rookie that's got her pro card in one of the US shows, like your USAs, your North Americans, your junior Nats. Probably the best girl, because a lot of the girls, when they got their pro cards, they just went straight into off season. But here she is right away on her debut doing this. I mean, she had an amazing physique, and I remember her from the DC Pro and how good she looked. But I'm going to get to that. I'm going to show you that after I show you her back pose, because I felt like that was probably one of the best in the show. It was very comparable to the top 2 girls. Now, this is very well put together. Her tie-ins are on point. I just think a little more glute, but obviously having your hair brushed to the back to not show your back connectors, um, hand positioning. But honestly, this is really good. I don't know if maybe she's just standing a little too wide, but I think just a little bit. That's just me picking apart, but really well put together, girl. Really like coming out fresh like this is truly amazing. So I'm gonna show you what she looked like at a Universe, where she got her pro card. She did the DC Pro, then she did I think Junior Nats. Got second in her class. I think overall, I think only class winners and Junior Nats get pro cards, and then Universe is top two. And she was second in the overall into the girl who won the overall. I think her name is Carla James athlete. So here's what she looked like here in Universe, and here's that. A lot of growth in her legs, a lot of growth. That time from July to November, really, that was really good for her. And I saw her and I was like, yeah, she's going to be a standout one day. And she's making moves right away. And I do think as she keeps this trajectory up, she's going to qualify. Yeah, right here, she's a little more relaxed. Right here, this is like I'm going to show you. So right here, right, she's a little more like pushing back. And then right here, it's like, this is what you want to see. So this front pose is what we want to see in bikini, what the judges will award. But third place on your debut is just phenomenal. Now let me see, from DC Pro to actually no, Universe to way better. That is so much better. She's a little more fuller in here. I just definitely think a little more upper glute and upper outer glute, and she'll be pretty solid. And I do think that she can get a win. And I don't know if she's doing the last show in San Francisco next week, but I definitely do say, hey, if you think if you're that pretty good, I would say go for it. But we'll have to see until then. I definitely think she can be getting Olympic qualification within 2025 or in the next couple months. All right. Now this is where it gets tough. We have second place Brittany Gillespie. I felt she's getting better every show. It's just sometimes she comes in a little too conditioned. If you just look at what she looked like here versus what she looked like back in her previous shows, this was where she won in Charlotte. This is where she won here. I feel like if she can bring this kind of front pose to this stage, because she's having her shoulder way back, it definitely would help her physique out. Back then, she used to have just parts and just like had to find a way to connect them together. And I do think that her and her coach Will have really worked together to accentuate physique better. I just think for here, it looks too side profile. Maybe, I don't know what the judges told her, but I do think that she kind of had it right where this was much better. I do like the red suit. I told her even that I think red suit with wavy hair is the look, and then purple suit, iris color with straight hair that she has. So here she is here, because she is one of the best back poses in bikini, best glutes in bikini. Like structurally, a lot of people like this look. So here, if she can find a way to have that here and be on spot with the conditioning that she has, I definitely think that it could help her win. But after the show, she said this was her last of the season. All right. And our winner, Nay. So Nay has a really incredible structure. She has long arms, long legs, and short torso. She has to find a way to make her physique fit her frame with how tall she is. But she does, I feel like it's pretty spot on, and she needs to get more comfortable on stage. And I do think over time in the show, she was getting better as it went on. She was like fifth or third in previous shows, and then to win, and then second in last week in Hawaii to come in here. I do think that she continues to improve on that. But even though her front is, I don't want to say it's bad. It's like, it's good. I do think that there's some ways to make it accentuate, just, kind of just be more comfortable on stage, and just getting into routine. And that just takes time and practice. But her back pose is probably the best show. So that's where I feel like she beat out Brittany. And I do have a comparison of them both together. And I do think on Jamie's IG, there is a post for them together when they're being compared. But She just has to lower her hands a bit because it's kind of like kind of way up high. But her glute insertions, those are incredible genetics. Her tie-ins to where it goes for her, the end of her inserts to her tie-ins, really spot on. Her quads are pretty well put together. If they were much smaller, it would maybe hurt her. But actually, this is a great back pose. And I like the blue suit on her a lot. I think that should be her color. I mean, that's just me. I do think it works very well with her. Her hair is very well. Her hair is well done. Shoulders are great. I just think, yeah, she just has to relax her arms a bit. But congratulations to her. Now we're going to compare the top two girls together. So see what I mean? Like what Brittany was doing differently was how she was posing in the front. For her individual, it was much different. When she's posing right here with Nay, it looks so much better. But maybe they saw what they look like here, and then here it just kind of look a little different. So if I'm looking at the front pose here, my eyes first go to Brittany before Nay because of how it looks more leveled versus Nay. Her shoulders a little more elevated. It was kind of like they had to find that good consistency and who was well balanced from top to bottom. You know, she has incredible calves. All right. And then in their back, you could kind of see where now they're very both strong in the back, but I think just looking at them both here, I'd have to give the nod to Nay. But front, I'd say Brittany wins from front and Nay wins in back. But if you're just looking at overall balance from top to bottom, I think Nay has it over Brittany. But definitely very strong together. I just do think if Brittany had a little more shoulder right here in the front, could really help her out. But we'll see what she does in the next couple months. I do think that in spring she'll try to go for a qualifier, and I do think she'll be back in the Olympia stage. But congratulations to Nay, you're a two-time Olympian. I look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas. All right. All right. Now next up we got Japan Pro. So if I'm hopefully trying to remember her name, Ekaterina. So she's taken second, I think, 4 times. She took it second to Yulia, Ariada, Ashley Kay, and I think the girl from Russia, she did that show together. She got qualified. She has a great front, and she competed a lot. I think this is like her 9th or 10th show. Very pretty girl, and I do like this lighting here. It merely accentuates her. She went with a solid green suit, which is a good choice versus what she did that ombre back in the Russia show. Very well put together. I do think she just needs to relax this a bit. Really good front pose on her, but I feel like what she has in her back pose is just all genetics. She doesn't have the glute insertions that can be comparable to like a top girl. Does have to work on her tie-ins, just getting her tie-ins in. But what she has is just not in her control. That's just all genetic. But what she can do is just present the physique very well and accentuate it. I don't know, maybe it's her foot positioning and how it looks for her physique, but she has a good look. She has great presentation. Makeup's pretty good. The suit's much better now, but I just feel like it's just some girls showed up a little better than her in the lineup, and that was kind of the reason why she was out here. But she's had a great run for the season. I mean, I don't know if she plans to continue into the other Asian shows that we have in December, but I do think if she keeps at it, she can definitely, get that win and get that qualification soon enough. Right. 4th, we had Eureka. So I said Eureka's getting better every show. She went from 7th, 5th to now 4th. I do think she came in maybe a little too fuller, and how she's doing this pose, it kind of looks like her knees a little bent. I don't know if that is, but she has a great look. She always has a great presentation, and she always has this great energy to her. And I really like that about Eureka. You just can't take her eyes off her. She's always smiling. You gravitate to her. When that girl's smiling, your eyeballs go straight to that one. I do think that it's just going to be more time. I mean, I know this is kind of late in the year, and this is her last show of this season, and she'll go into an off season, and she'll be on a stage soon enough. She said, but I like this front on her a lot. I do like the red suit. I do prefer blue that she had when she was 12th at the Olympia in 22, I believe. But a little fixes. Maybe it's just a little conditioning in the legs. that she had. But in her back, I think that's where she has issues, just like filling out her frame, her upper glutes. I just think she needs a different suit company. That's just me. I do think because this kind of suit is just too thin. It kind of goes on her lumbar. Let me see in the front. I don't think you could say that she kind of has a thicker waist. I don't think so. It's just how the connectors and how the suit's made. But I do think that maybe go with a different suit, just maybe a different cut in the fabric, just to cover this upper glute, so it wouldn't look like you don't have upper outer glutes. But I do think maybe she's just a little too lean here. Could be the lighting, but this is a great back pose on her. Okay. All right, and third we had Xinyi. Hold on. Third we had Xinyi. She has a very pretty look to her, and I really like this physique. She has incredible genetics. I even told her coach at the Olympia, Ricardo, that this girl has really good genetics. I just think for her, just relax his hand a bit. That's my hand was going directly to her finger versus what she looked like back in if I have the photo, the Vietnam show. Don't think I had it here. But I do think that while she does have a good look, got to be careful of the conditioning from the front. But definitely think that she has just how she positions her feet and stuff just could really help her out. I do think that a little modification here. Waist is incredible. Shoulders are like spot on for her. It's like you have this makeup is very well done on her. But let me just go and see her from the back. I mean, well, wrong girl. I mean, that is incredible, like with the genetics. I do think that maybe just brush this hair right back, because you can see her connectors from the top in the middle. If she just brushes her hair, it just makes her look better. I don't know if it's the shoes or something like that, but it does look like they're a little too elevated. Let me check that again. Yeah, I just think maybe a little lower shoes because her feet look like they're going out her toes. Get some shoe fairy. Just saying. Use code AliV. Just putting that out there. But it's pretty solid for here. I mean, the genetics on her and all these girls from Asia have credible genetics. It's just how they present the physique really accentuates. But I do think if her hair was just a little brushed out, and how she does her individual can really help her out. And I do think that she can get a pro win here in the States so much. I know that she's going to do that show in China in about 2 weeks. And I don't know who's going to be in the lineup, but I do think that she could probably win that show. But I would love to see her win a show in the U.S. She got third in Sasquatch back in September. And I do think that if she can do that well, she can definitely be winning shows here and definitely be a top tier Olympian. All right. Second, Mengru. I didn't know much about her, but I did look at her record, and she does have a lot of second places, a lot of third, fifth places. She's only been a pro for now a year. I do like this look. I just think she needs to be a little more straight up. She's a longer torso, but great physique that she has. My eyes go straight to her makeup. Just that reddish. It kind of takes away. It kind of distracting. I just think little makeup could be a little much better. Like, it's better to do very little and to not do too much. But I just think how she's doing the pose can affect her. She get some new shoes, get some shoe fairies. Just saying, get some strappy 2.0s. If you need new shoes, please get some new shoes. I don't understand. I get it. Some of them are shorter, but they're using the shoes to elevate them. And it's just you're doing more work and you're making yourself uncomfortable with that. I just think that how she poses very well. Her shoulders are pretty well. She got to be careful being too lean and vascular. I think that's what kind of hurt her into getting second place, but very well put together girl here. Also be mindful of the conditioning. Back pose, that is incredible. Could be a little more tighter, could use a little more, shoulder to like open up. Tie-ins are great. This is very well put together, but like I said, the shoes kind of take away just a little more quads right here. just to help, balance out her glutes to legs, because it kind of looks like right here with her glute and legs, just like one whole thing. Suit's fine. Maybe could use a little fabric here. Color's fine as well. And our winner was Yuyanga. She qualified last year in that Taiwan show. And at the Olympia, I felt like she was just a little too hard. Just has to be really more tighter. But she has a great presentation to her physique. But I think she just needs to be more comfortable in doing bigger shows and on stage. But this is very well put together. I kind of feel like she's retracting that shoulder back. Maybe just needs to have a little more relaxed, because her hand's kind of like on the outside cusp right here. Shoulders are fine. Hey, she has great shoulder development. She doesn't need to add any more shoulder to this physique. What she has is great, but it's just how she presents the physique. I like the suit color. She did, I think, green and blue before. She did green in Taiwan and blue at the Olympia. So I can remember it was kind of funny that her suit color matched the belt that she won with the first place award. In the back, this is much better from what I recalled her last time. Obviously have your hair a little more down, because it kind of feels like some's going on her shoulder, some's going all over the place. Just have it all in one. Glute insertions are great, quads great, tines are good. I just think she just needs a little more glute just to help her out. This is an old pro cut that they used to do back then. I do think that a different cut could be much better on her, but overall she has a great physique to her. And I do think that a little more, a little more experience on stage, getting into these shows. I mean, you do this against 30 girls versus what you did against, I think, 10 to 15 last year in Taiwan around this time. It's so much better, but she can only improve. And I do hope that some of these girls can come to the States if they have the financial to compete here, because what they have is great. They have such great talent. And shout out to MK Min Kion for what he does and highlighting some of the Asian athletes, and definitely love this show and definitely love what they brought. But that's all my recap for this weekend show. I'm going to do a separate video previewing the Big Man Pro. We do have, I think, 2 girls that are already qualified, and I do think that it's an open game for anybody to win that one. And that's the only show this weekend. Thanksgiving is this weekend as well, and I'm thankful for all you guys. And I'll see you next time. Happy holidays, guys.